Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this, my auto writing 2025 predictions. And believe it or not, I finished them up and I forgot to push record. So, what I'm doing is I'm just reading them out to you, basically. So, you will not see me write them out in real time like how I normally do. And I apologize. All right, so the first thing is I got end of the Ukrainian Russian war. Uh, Number two, more people sent up to space. So I don't know what that means. I got the number six somehow. So I don't know if that means six people are going up to space. I'm not exactly what that meant. Number three, war in Pakistan, civil, could be a civil war. Number four, earthquake in California. And then I said, well, there's always earthquakes in California. So then it added notable, possibly in February. So notable California earthquake, possibly in February. And that was interesting because if you saw my video where I went to the San Andreas Fault, it did say soon there will be an earthquake, and I was getting LA area. Frequent airplane crashes and near misses. In other words, lots of trouble in the air. And then should have wrote airline industry. Number six, kidnappings will increase, especially political ones. That was kind of scary. Coups increase, especially in small countries. And you think about it, we've already seen late this year, we've seen the coup in Syria and then the attempted coup in South Korea. So especially in small countries, we can expect that to really increase. Resistance pockets increase. Now, it sounded like to me what I was getting, the vibe I was getting from that, it's more of a right wing resistance. So I don't know what that means. Number nine, countries change names. Then I asked, what do you mean they change names? And then some or a few. It could be minor, like adding republic, for example. So, and then I thought about that and I thought, well, some of the Commonwealth countries are pulling out of the Commonwealth, like I know Jamaica is, and I believe Barbados, that kind of thing. So maybe now they'll become a republic now that they're no longer attached to a monarchy. Right-wing governments will continue to take hold around the world. So that actually reverberates back to that resistance pockets. Number 11, Ireland will continue to have unrest and could see military action. In my 2024, it did say Ireland kicks off, and there actually has been a lot of resistance to the invaders that are there. And now we possibly could see military action in Ireland this year. Number 12, a major car manufacturer will go bankrupt. And for some reason, I was getting somewhere around Europe. So I'm not sure what that one would be. Number 13, this was weird. Arsenal Football Club will win a league or a championship. I don't know. I don't understand the football, so I don't understand if it's league or champions, but I see them at the top and I saw them with some kind of trophy. Number 14, a Canadian team will win the Stanley Cup, and that's in hockey. And a Canadian team hasn't won in like 30 years. Number 15, the UK and Russia will have difficulties, meaning that they're going to have political difficulties. Number 16, the UK will apply to rejoin the EU. And I thought that was interesting because I see the EU breaking up. And in my 2024, I said the EU will begin to break up. And we saw the Schengen, some of the borders go back up, and some of the countries are pulling out of some of the EU, whatever rules they have or whatever like that. So it'll be interesting. Why does the UK want to join something that is breaking up? So anyways, we'll see where that goes. Number 17, the moon continues to be interesting to China. And I'm just wondering, are they collecting minerals or something on there. They have landed on the moon. So they're going to continue to work on that. The UK has postal problems, possibly a big strike or something happens, the postal problems. Number 19, the UK recalls troops stationed elsewhere to help with troubles at home. So I don't know if that's Ireland or there's actually troubles in the UK, and I'm wondering if this is going back to yeah, kicking people out, that kind of thing, trying to grasp some form of something. Anyways, I just see the troops coming home. I just saw them coming home. The U.S. space program, and NASA or SpaceX continues to grow. And I thought that made sense because Elon is really supporting Trump and with his SpaceX. So it's gonna feel really spacey for some reason. And I'm wondering if that was part of the drones thing to get people on board with expanding space things. Trump will visit China. Number 22, a big political scandal erupts in Washington. And then I kept getting Democrats, and I couldn't figure out if the Democrats bring it to light or it's about the Democrats. But there was something, the word Democrats was there. But it's a big political scandal. I mean, we have scandals every day in Canada, but like there's big ones, and then there's like, oh yeah, here we go again. This felt like something that will go down in history almost. Record-breaking tornadoes, and that was in the US. Number 24, technology grows exponentially. Something new is introduced that will change how we communicate in the future. So technology is always growing exponentially, but there's going to be something, whether AI, something to do with AI or quantum, whatever, but there's something that's really going to leapfrog technology, and it will change the way we communicate in the future. So it'll be introduced this year, but I'm getting a feeling like we all don't take it on for a couple of years. Right? It's no different than when the phone first came out, or the mobile phone or cell phone came out. Not everybody had one, not everyone could afford one. And then within, 5 to 7 years, it was like everybody had one. So this is the feeling I'm getting. So it's going to change how we communicate. Geopolitical shifts in the Middle East. And we can already see that starting to happen. So whether that's countries combine or they split up, or maybe Iran maybe the Shah of Iran comes back to Iran. But I'm just getting there's geopolitical countries. It could even be something changing names or kings die, or there's just big shifts going on in the Middle East. 26, social changes, increase of a return to traditional standards. And wait till you get down to a few down. So this will be interesting because this is completely opposite of what they've been trying to push in social changes. I think what's happened is they've been too progressive, and now the pendulum is swinging back, and it's swinging back hard and fast. 27, increased value of the US dollar, stable economy overall. 28, inflation will decrease, stabilization of prices. Number 29, return to tradition will be ushered in by young adults, not seniors. So it's not like seniors are lamenting about, oh, it was so good in the 50s and 60s and 70s. This is going to be young adults who find that the modern world isn't worth it, and they're returning to tradition. They're returning to mom staying at home and traditional ways of bringing up children. And I'm just getting like they're getting like, this is not a world that we want to raise our children in, and they're the ones who are going to be ushering in this return to tradition. And I think this return to tradition is going to see a increase in Christianity, and I think this is why some of the world's governments are starting to go more right wing. I think it's because they're seeing more the tradition. I think they've seen trying this one way and they see it's not working. They see they aren't getting ahead. They see they aren't, um, where's the house they were promised? Where's this? And none of that's working. So they're going to say, well, let's try something else. And you know what worked? Well, my grandpa worked and my grandma didn't, or my mom, didn't have to work. And I think they're going to say, well, let's try that. So there's going to be a lot of societal pressures to allow that. So whether that's tax reform or something comes in that moms are paid to stay at home or something like that. That was the feeling I was getting. And then my last one here, many uncomfortable truths will have to be addressed. Seek peace, not war. Seek unity, not diversity. Embrace change. And I thought that was interesting because we've been embracing all this change for the last 10, 15 years. And now we're supposed to change back. I don't know. That could be the technology that comes in. That could be us used to maybe a more central left government. Now the change is coming in to a more right wing government. I don't know. But I'm really getting like the pendulum is swinging back. We're getting back more to center. And what happens once it gets to center, then it starts going the other way again as well. So I think, I think this is going to be a pivotal year. I really do. All right, so there's my auto writing 2025 predictions. Enjoy. And everybody have a great year.